Is it possible to turn the clock back and address the issues related to aging, to return your back to what it was when you were 40? Greetings, my name is Rick Ward at Your Journey Transitions. In this video we'll look at how I'm addressing my health issues and returning my body back to a healthy 40-year-old in my 7 steps to 40 again. So join me now as I address step number 2 in my 7 steps to 40, addressing health issues, coming up now. If you haven't watched my video yet, When Is It Time to Retire? I encourage you to go back and have a look at that one. It explains a bit about the longevity bonus and what started me on this journey to develop a program for myself, giving me 7 steps back to 40 again. This video is step 2 of 7, addressing health issues. To simulate the body of a 40-year-old again, I need to have the healthy body of a 40-year-old again. Now, I've been plagued with back issues since I was 14 years old, and I was injured during a wrestling match. And this was further exacerbated by injuries that I acquired in my early 20s while I was in the Marines. So back injuries have always been an issue for me. I treated this mainly by regular chiropractic visits. High cholesterol runs in my family, which has also been connected with heart attacks. Although men in my family tend to have good longevity genes, the cholesterol, many of them have heart attacks at 60. And the ones that survive go on to live long lives, well into their 80s. But not everyone survived, and I wanted to make sure I didn't do that. So I've been taking cholesterol medication for about 12 years now. I tried to address it with some changes in my diet, but I could never get it really down to the normal level. And so I decided to take medication for it. Also, around the age of 50, I started to develop reflux. And so the stomach acid, and I probably could have done better doing away with coffees and beer, but I still enjoyed those things, and I didn't really want to change my diet that much. So I ended up taking some Nexium antacid sort of medications. Fun fact, it's actually the most prescribed medication in the world. So again, that was a normal thing for 50-year-olds to be on, so I've been on that for quite a number of years now. This doesn't seem like a whole lot of medication, but it's a start. It's being 50, then accepting that these are things that's going to happen and I can't do much about them, so I'll just go on the medication and just keep adding that up. It wasn't until my change of mindset and really questioning those things, whether there's something I can do. And so one of the things I addressed was I originally took fish oil for cholesterol. I wanted something more natural. And the side effect of the fish oil tablets, I actually had a bit more clarity in my thinking, and my joints, I felt a little bit better. And I kept upping the dose until I was up to like 6 tablets at a time, and it just didn't seem to be, again, there was too many tablets I wanted to take. But I learned about krill oil along the way, and 1,000 milligram krill oil tablet had intense effects. That's all I needed. I needed a handful of fish oil tablets, 1 krill oil tablet, and it changed my life. With all these back injuries and back pains and chiropractic things, I haven't been to a chiropractor since I haven't required to go to a chiropractor since I started on krill oil, and I feel great. The joints, the neck, all those things. I feel better now as far as my back and neck than I probably ever have. Definitely better than I did when I was 40. So I found out that krill oil works for me. I've recommended it to other people, and other people, I don't know if they've stuck with it or it just didn't seem to have that effect on it, but for me it absolutely changed my life. And if you have joint issues and things like that, I would recommend it. One thing you might want to ask your GP, because as a mental health professional, fish oils can often have they don't agree with antipsychotic medication. So if you're taking anything like that, you might want to talk to your GP first. And maybe you can work something else out, some other natural thing to help. Turmeric also works well for the joints. But for me, the krill oil was a life changer. And to address my stomach issues and overall well-being, I used to travel a lot with investors, and I used to talk to these public speakers, go, how do you meet hundreds of people and not become sick because you're booked for like a year in advance? And they all of them the same thing. We all call it like the green goo, this green drinks that are alkaline-based drinks. Could be wheatgrass, things like that. And that's what I started with, wheatgrass. But it tastes like lawn clippings, and it just didn't appeal to me, and I didn't really notice much difference. And I came across one of these speakers, and he took Vitagreens. And I give that a go, and not only did it have the wheatgrass in it, but it has a ton of other all natural supplements and all your alkaline, and it again was a life changer for me. My overall well-being, I felt heaps better. I was getting more of the nutrition that I required that you don't always get in your diet. It had amino acids and things in there that actually help you digest it. You can take vitamin supplements and then you end up peeing them out. There's stuff in this that actually helps your body absorb it, so it was far more effective. And also the big advantage was the immune system, and that's why these public speakers did that, because they didn't have time to have a cold or a flu. And I worked in human services, and so I worked with a lot of people with mental health and disabilities, poor hygiene. They often come sick, and I was often getting colds and bringing them home to my family. But since I took the Vitagreens, I've been on them for 7 years now, and I haven't had a cold or flu in that time. And it really, people around me get sick all the time, but it really boosted my immune system. Big life changer there. I'll put a description below for Vitagreens, but you can find it. Health Foods. I do recommend you buy it online. I can get it like in a kilo tub. It's about $100, but a kilo, and you only need a spoonful of this in your drink in the morning, and it lasts a long time. I'll probably do a short little out video of that product. It's really good. Because if you buy it in the health food store, you can buy it in a small container. It's like $40. It's very expensive. I don't think I would take it long term if I had to pay those sort of prices. But you can buy it quite cost effectively online. I also add a tablespoon of Metamucil to my morning green drink. Orange flavor, so it makes everything taste a bit better. It's a psyllium husk. And this psyllium husk drink helps with digestion, cholesterol. Cholesterol was the main reason why I started taking it, but it's also good for good bowel health. And in recent times, I've added yogurt for my breakfast, and that has a lot of probiotics in it. I found it good for weight loss as well, because I find that quite filling. A small cup of yogurt in the morning holds me far better than any breakfast cereal does. There's a lot of good probiotics in there for you. And so these are little tweaks. I've experimented with a lot of things, probably over the last 10 years, trying to help my health. And these are little things that I'm trying. It may be different for you. Like I said, with the krill oil, some people found that it didn't have much effect on them. Other people profoundly changed them, like it profoundly changed my life. So you need to experiment, try some different things. Just recently I come across Dr. Berg on YouTube. He's huge on YouTube. I think he's got over 2,000 videos. He's got over 1 million subscribers. He's amazing. I highly recommend that you check out his work. You can just type in Dr. Berg and any sort of ailment or anything you're interested in. He's got all kinds of natural ways, nutrition ways to deal with any health issues and symptoms you have. And one of the things that he led me to was the reflux. I had looked at Dr. Berg reflux. And out of those, watching a couple of his videos, he was recommending apple cider vinegar. So I said, there happened to be some. My wife had bought some. We hadn't opened the bottle. I'm not sure why she bought it, but she bought it and it's on the counter. And I said, I'll give it a go. And I stopped taking my antacid tablets and just had a tablespoon of the apple cider vinegar at night and in the morning, and I've had no issues with reflux. work remarkably well. So again, I got more natural way, and there's a medication I don't take anymore. And the apple cider vinegar is a lot cheaper and a lot better on your body. So I was really happy with that. I'm addressing the cholesterol now. I've come off cholesterol tablets, so I can get a blood reading of where I'm actually at with a better diet now and trying these other things I'm doing. I may not need cholesterol tablets again. If I do, I don't know. I just got to wait till it clears and have a look. But check out Dr. Berg for everything physical. I'm sure he'll star in a lot of my future videos, because I've watched not only people around me are following him and having remarkable success in improving their health and addressing their health issues. And it's never too late to start addressing your health issues, but it's always earlier the better. I hope you've found this interesting, this little step. Like I said, it's very personalized. This is what I'm doing, this sort of step that you need to look at addressing your health issues, but what that actually entails might be quite unique to you and to your body. So I encourage you to do watch some Dr. Berg videos and do a bit of experimentation on what works for you. But what I'm here to say is that you can make changes. You may not need to be on all the medication you are. I wouldn't come off any medication without talking to your doctor first and explaining what you want to do. My brother-in-law is currently doing that. He's on high blood pressure pills and other things, and he's working with his GP, introducing these different concepts of Dr. Berg using his nutrition. And it's showing results. He's quite safely reducing his medication. And maybe he comes off altogether, or maybe it's a reduced rate. Either way, the less medication that you have to take has got to be better for you and definitely cheaper. But always, if you need the medication, you take it, because the whole idea of this is longevity, to live longer and healthier. And if your body needs that medication, you take that medication. But let's explore to see if there's some natural ways that we can deal with that. So if you can look at changing your health management, you can change your life. There's no reason why you can't get back into have the health of a 40-year-old again. I know I feel heaps healthier than I did when I was 40, and I'm going to be on less medication. As a supplement to my intro, I thought I'd actually show you my morning cocktail that I make in addressing my health issues. So the first thing I do is the base drink, which is from Vitagreens. Like I said, I've tried a lot of alkaline base, green drinks, wheatgrass, things like this. But this product, this product is the most complete with all the, there's a whole list of all the nutrients, minerals, antioxidants. It's got everything, one complete drink, and it tastes a lot better than other ones that I've tried. So I put a spoonful of that, good heaping teaspoon as a base in there. And I found that the greatest benefit for that, I get a general feeling of well-being, but the thing that I really have noticed is my immune system is really boosted. I don't remember the last time that I've had a cold or flu. I do get the annual flu injection, but as far as common colds, and a lot of people around me get sick. I work in the human service industry, so I can often get around people who catch every little virus that goes through, and I used to get sick myself. Taking this, I don't. On the odd occasion when I start to feel maybe I might be getting something, I take a vitamin supplement. It's got triple strength garlic, vitamin C, and horseradish. Now, I couldn't find this mix in the States. I've only found it here in Australia, and I used to even take this before I find the Vitagreens, and it really helped put off the cold, or if I did it shortened the duration of it. So if you can find it anywhere, if you feel something coming on, the garlic, vitamin C, and horseradish mix. Maybe you can get the 3 different ones and mix them together. I don't know, but here in Australia, this one's Nature's Own. I don't have a particular brand. It's pretty common over here in pharmacies and health food shops. But saying that, I really credit not having colds and flus by the use of this Vitagreens. Really, really good stuff. So I put a teaspoon of that in, and then another, in addressing my cholesterol issues, I started taking Metamucil. Now this, I use the orange flavored Metamucil because it tastes better, and it actually adds a nicer taste to my green drink as well. Now that is really good for bowel health, keeping you regular. As we age, it really just assists our body. There's more information. Again, I've got a lot of this information from Dr. Berg just recently. Not that I learned these things from originally, but it gave me the scientific basis of why this stuff works. So there's my Metamucil and my Vitagreens. Now, if I have some aching muscles, I'm worried about a bit of muscle repair. Maybe I've strained myself. I can also take a little bit of magnesium. Do a very small amount. I don't take this every day. It's only when I'm feeling some muscle strain. I want to help with the muscle repair. And again, a very small little bit on the end of the teaspoon, because what you'll find is this will kind of go right through you if you're having too much. If your body doesn't need it, it'll tell you. So, but I just put a little bit in there, and then I just add some water to that. We live out here in a rural property on water tanks, so our drinking water is rainwater, which is really beautiful. And so the first one is quite thick because I put a lot in there. I'll drink that one down. And there'll still be some stuff in the bottom of the glass to top us up. By doing it this way too, I'm ensuring that I'm getting a start. A good start to getting ample amount of water in me for hydration as I start the day. And with the second one, I usually have my tablet. And the only tablet I'm taking at the moment is krill oil. I used to, set that there. I used to take Nexium, which is for stomach acid, antacid. This is the most commonly prescribed. This is the most commonly prescribed drug. You can see what that is. Most commonly prescribed drug in the world. Mainly, I think, because of our lifestyles and diets, we have a problem with acid. So I used to take that until, again, through this Dr. Berg, will come up on YouTube, amazing, and he got me onto apple cider vinegar. My wife actually had this bottle she bought and we hadn't used it. I didn't know anything about it. But when I heard and we had it, I give it a try. This one, you can have it with mother. That's the base of the plant. Most of them come with that. This one also has a turmeric add to it. Because there's turmeric in it, you kind of gotta shake it up a bit. But I have one glass this size in them, and because of this, I'll demonstrate this in a minute, that I no longer need to take the antacid tablet. So I've only got my krill oil tablet. I stir the rest of the glass there. Make sure I do it all cleaned out there. Okay, and like I said, I'm only taking the krill oil tablet now. I used to take the antacid tablet of Nexium. But what I do now is for the antacid is I just take some apple cider vinegar with turmeric. And what I do with that is just put 1 tablespoon in the glass, fill the glass up. I'll drink that as well.
Now, at first, you may not like the taste of this. I got used to it quite quickly. I like Italian salad dressing and things like that. So the vinegary taste I didn't mind at all. Wife didn't really like it much, but she's also found it very effective. So what she does, she actually takes a little bit of magnesium, because she's currently going through muscle at the time, and she put that little teaspoon in with her apple cider vinegar, and this magnesium powder is very sweet, and so it canceled that. But you could also put your spoonful of that in with your green drink, and I'm sure I don't do that. I have it separately usually. Again, I get another glass of water to hydrate myself, and so that's what I deal with my antacid. I have been on cholesterol medication for about 10 years. My high cholesterol runs in our family, both the good cholesterol and the bad cholesterol. I've always stayed at a high range of normal, sometimes tipping over. And it's common that in our family, that men in our family, they all tend to have heart attacks around 60 years of age. The ones who survive that heart attack live well into their 80s, but not all of them survive that. And so in preparation, the biggest thing to look around longevity and your health is looking at your parents. Genetics plays a big part of that. And look at what situations that they may have died from, whether it was a heart condition, a liver condition, pancreas cancer, whatever it is. I highly recommend, again, checking out Dr. Berg's aging videos. I'll try to put a link in this video about them. And that's what you work on. So in my family, it's going to be some heart conditions around cholesterol. And once they clean that plumbing up, then we've got very good genetics. So in wanting to address that, I tried through diet a bit, but I didn't really know what I was doing. I just tried to cut out junk foods and things like that. And I never really had much success. Stayed again the high end of normal. So instead of taking the risk, I thought it's not worth it. I'll take some medication for it, and I've been doing that for about 7 years. Now that I'm getting more education on health and nutrition and longevity, I'm experimenting with my new diet, which isn't, I'd probably call it a diet. I've just substituted a few things. I may not need cholesterol tablets anymore, so I've come off them at the moment, and I will, after give myself 6 weeks for everything to clear out of my system, and then I'll get tested.
I hope you join me in the next video in the 7 Steps to 40 again, when we look at getting the body back in shape. And don't you worry, it's nothing strenuous. It's these small tweaks for giant leaps. I was just gobsmacked at how easy it was to regain muscle tone and lose weight with not making many changes, and I don't feel I had any sacrifices. Not being in moderation and mindfulness. So please join me with that one. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, I'd encourage you to do so and to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos as I release them. You can follow me on Facebook, Your Journey Transitions, or on my website, yourjourneytransitions.com. Until next time, this is Rick Ward, your guide through your retirement stages, wishing you an extraordinary retirement.
Cocoon. What comes out of a cocoon?
Butterflies.
Are butterflies beautiful?
Yeah.